Hello, Gemini. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Star Tarot by Kathy McLeland. There's Kathy's website if you would like it. Feel free to freeze frame if you need to. Supportive Oracle cards, Energy Oracle cards by Sandra Ann Taylor. There's some websites for Sandra. A bunch of Hay House websites, but there they are. Feel free to freeze frame if you would like to, if you want any of that information. Okay. What do we have for Gemini? It's like you got the Ten of Cups coming out twice. The Happy Family is the Ten of Cups card, I believe. To me, it's how I read it anyway. You got really good connections coming in, really good community energy. But it does seem like something is not quite in the right timing, or it feels like it's out of time. Like it's kind of blurring in and kind of fading in and out, and then it's starting to come in stronger. Then all of a sudden, it's just there. So it feels like it's blurring in, then it's fading in and out, then it's blurring in, then all of a sudden just boom, it's there. I repeated that. Why? Because it feels like I'm doing a do-over. This might feel like a deja vu moment for some reason, for some of you anyway. Kind of like it feels like I already did this, and then. But this time it works out the way it's supposed to. It's kind of like that. There's a random energy pulling forward. Very random. And it's almost like... I don't know. I knew it was there. It's kind of like I knew it was there. I knew it was there. I keep getting that. Like I knew it was there. But I just wasn't paying attention to it. I knew it was there, I wasn't paying attention to it. Something like that. Like, does it surprise you? I don't know if it really surprises you. It's just kind of like, oh yeah, I knew that was there. I just wasn't expecting that to happen right now. Because somebody's bringing a lot of energy towards you with this King of Cups. Like they're like, oh hey, by the way, this is for you, Gemini. And you're like, oh, cool. I don't know how to explain this. This is so, like, it's not really surprising, but kind of, you still aren't expecting it. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, it's not surprising, but you weren't expecting it. I keep getting that. Kind of like, yeah, I could see that working out. I just didn't really think that was going to happen right now. Random energy... Do they need your help? Somebody definitely needs your help. Again, this is coming in. I'm not surprised. You're not really surprised, but you're still not expecting it. The energy is a little bit... They need your help. Okay, we get that. Do they want your help is my question. Like... Are they really kind of like, do they feel like they're inadequate or something? Something is off with this person. Because with the Four of Cups and the King of Cups, the way this is coming forward is not really the way they wanted it to come forward. It's not the way they wanted it to, but for some reason they're moving forward with it. They're deciding they need to move forward with it now. But there's something about it where I feel like they're acknowledging it. Like, this isn't quite the way I wanted this to happen. They might also be... I almost feel like they're questioning if you're willing to commit to the situation. They're looking for somebody to commit to the situation, and they may be questioning if that's even something you're interested in committing to. They're not really... They're not questioning that you'll help them. They're just wondering if you'll stay. It's a weird energy. this is something, the whole thing with Gemini, if you enjoy it and you like it, you'll probably stick with it. Especially if there's an element of this that keeps you motivated. Like, there has to be something that is mentally stimulating. If it's not mentally stimulating for you in some respect, it doesn't, I don't know. I feel like immediately when you start seeing what this is, I feel like you have to do your own evaluation in the sense of like, there's going to be elements of this situation that are just static and boring. But there are definitely other elements here that you can keep lively. The question is, are they good enough? And do you feel confident that you can keep those things lively for yourself? It's almost like moving to a new town. And if you move into this house, you're like, well, then I have to stay there for at least a decade. But is there enough in this town to keep me happy? Can I keep doing enough stuff with the actual house itself so that I can keep, moving it around and changing it and upgrading it and doing what I want, that I continue to stay happy with it? Like, is the location and the site itself good enough to where I can keep it lively for myself? I can do certain things in the spring and summer, and I can move things around, and I can, plant this and plant new things different years, and I can keep renovating the house, and I can update this and update that, and I can redesign that. Do I have like the ability or the funds to even do that? Will this match what I want? Is this going to work for me? If you would address that right in the beginning and you just make up your mind based on that, I feel like this will be a breeze. What is this? This card fell out. You can be extremely happy with this if you commit to it in the very beginning and you're like, this part's static, gonna be boring, that's just what it is. But this part could be super fun. This could be what I want it to be. This could be great. This could be perfect for you is what I'm getting. And also, there's a lot of like quick movements in here that you can do a lot with. When I think of Gemini, sometimes I think of like that person who constantly is, changing around their house. Once in a while they do renovations. They're the person who, like, maybe once a year they paint a room, and it's not even that they paint it. Sometimes they do wallpaper. Sometimes they're trying different painting techniques. They'll change a room around so where you walk into this room, you're like, I have never seen this room before. It may have always been there, but the way you change it, it just looks like a whole different place. Gemini is creative. Usually that's not a problem. It's just using it, making sure you keep it active, keeping your creativity active. That's the whole thing. I'm getting this is actually a really good thing. Right in the beginning, if you make this commitment, if you look at it that way, like if you just address this part, it's going to be boring. This part, I can do a lot with it. In the very beginning, if you do that, I feel like you'll know what you want to do here. And I feel like you'll just commit to what you need to commit to. I feel like that's the key for you. The person that's giving you this offer, they just have to understand where you're coming from, because once you get that key and you're like, okay, this is boring, this is what I like, you'll immediately start talking about it in that respect. Like, all right, this is how I'm going to maintain that, and this is what I can't wait to do. I love this idea. I love this creativity here. They're going to realize that the creativity is very important to you, and if they at any point block your creativity, that's where you're going to walk away. And I feel like they're going to get that right off the bat. Like, they have to let you have your creativity. They have to let you flourish, let you express the way you need to. You'll commit to the main part of it if they leave you with your creativity and they let you express yourself in this piece of it. The house analogy again. If you're allowed to do what you want with the house, you'll commit to living there. Right? I think that's simple, but, does it really have to be complicated? They just got to let you be. They also got to watch for them. Okay. Watch for them. Make sure that they realize that this is what it takes to get you to stay committed to this situation. At first, I feel like they're going to have this trapped feeling. But I feel like once they accept what you need to do to enjoy this, to stick with this, I feel like they'll be fine. It's kind of like the situation will be set up a certain way, but it's kind of like they can fly above it. You see how that eagle is flying above the Four of Swords, or well, it's not the Four of Swords, it's the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords talks about feeling trapped, but usually it's like it's a mirage almost. It's kind of like they can feel trapped or they can fly above it and realize it's fine. The house will be fine. They can live with it. They can adapt with it. You know what I mean? I remember I knew one couple where the one person was very creative. The other person liked things to always stay the same. I think they kept was it the garage or the basement? There was one spot of the house, I think it was the basement. It just stayed the same, but everything else changed every now and then. The colors and all the decorating and all the other good stuff. But the person who liked things the same, they were able to keep control of the basement as long as the other person got to change everything else the way they wanted to. And that worked for them. Just in case you have one of these people that like they have a hard time with like they like their house to look the same always, the same way, always the same way. Just like for the analogy we're using, all right, the basement, we'll decorate that the way you want it, and then I won't touch the basement as long as I can do whatever I want with everything else. It'll be enough. It will be enough. Because I see them, once the deal is struck, they're happy, you're happy. It's just addressing it in the very beginning. Right in the beginning, I feel like all this is right in front of you. It's not that hard to do. It's just getting that balance in the very beginning, because yes, you need to be happy to be committed to this, but they also do. So it's like, once you get your key, it's kind of like, all right, finding out what they need and just striking that balance and getting it locked in that way. So if we're going to use the house analogy again, and I feel like for a Gemini, it's kind of like, for example, if it was the basement, but you got to do anything else with everything else, you might avoid the basement, but it's the basement. Like, it's probably not going to bother you that bad. You know? It's the basement. I don't know. I think the analogy makes sense. For those of you that need that, or that's going to click with, I feel like you'll know what to do with it. You'll know what to do with it. Anything else? All right, I think we're there. I'm going to shut this down here. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below with the same email. Thanks again for watching, and have a great day.